What's up, guys? So tonight is something different. I haven't done these in a very long time. I have some lotus tea that I am sipping on. I'm going to be doing some traveling for you guys. I also will be doing petition work. Now, the petitions I will write while I am sitting here so you guys can watch. But the petition themselves, the offering that goes with the petition, will be taken with me and will be put specifically, we'll just say it will be put in a certain place. There will be a video that you guys will get. It will not be a public video. Well, it might be easier to make it public. I don't know. Anyway, but tonight we're going to do some traveling. It's been a while since I've done these for y'all, like publicly, just because, I don't know. I didn't feel like it needed to be done. I'm gonna light me some candles back here. Didn't mean to turn you guys either, so we'll fix that here in just a minute. Y'all didn't know you were fixing to take a ride over there, did you? I'm in obviously a different space, and it's a little weird. It's a little weird feeling, I'm not gonna lie. So, and I'm on this little tiny table. So I already have a few people on my list, so we're going to just start going down the list. And I will say this, for those of you guys that have petition work, you will get a reading this evening, okay? But the petition work involves me taking something with me. The readings for this kind of travel are a little different, and I want to let you know what to expect. They're, in a way, like a logic puzzle, okay? Whenever I'm doing these, I may get you a whole message, you know, the black cat ran over your car and, you know, whatever. I may get a whole message like that. However, that is not to be expected always. Usually what happens is it's a whole bunch of random things. It might be a purple elephant. It might be an upside down pyramid, etc. So if you have a reading tonight, you need to have something, either a way to write these things down, or you can watch them on YouTube tomorrow. When I say there's a purple elephant, the color purple is important and the elephant is important. So what you get to do is look up spiritual meaning of purple, spiritual meaning of elephant, etc. This will create whatever it is that you need to hear. It's not always, especially in shamanic traveling, it is not for me to be able to tell you exactly what this means for you and so on. Because if I say purple elephant, it might mean something different to Sharlie, and it might mean something completely opposite to Donna, etc. So it's going to resonate with you specifically in what comes up. Pay very close attention if I give you a direction. It's facing to the left, it's upside down, it's inverted, it's whatever. Because direction matters too. For example, if I say there's an upside down pyramid that I'm seeing, there's a reason that that pyramid is upside down in your reading. I will explain this again. Thank you for that. I will explain this again as we go. But if you have questions, please feel free to message the site, and we can help you as well. As I mentioned, this will be up on YouTube tomorrow, and for 3/3, just in time for 3/3, right? So Crystal Martin is first. Okay. So since you have specific questions with yours, Crystal, it will be the first one. I can't guarantee what kind of message you're going to get. The other two will probably be like I don't know. The last one will probably be a yes or no, just so you know. So apparently the first one is the one you need to, or the last one, excuse me, is the one you need to know about first. And that one's yes. The first one, the first question you ask, the very first thing I see is a big white door, and I need to specifically let you know, like note that it has a rounded arch, but the arch, it's very flat rounded. I don't know why. I am supposed to point that out to you, but this doorway is completely bright white behind it. There are beings on the other side. Like there are beings that stand on the other side of the door, both sides. So like if you walk through this archway, through this doorway, there like as far as I can see through this doorway, they all are wearing gold. They're all like golden. They're all wearing gold. I just keep seeing that. That's all they want to show me about your first question is that. The fact that there's so much white, I will say this, the fact that there's so much white, that the pathway is white, the light is white, there is something behind the beings that are standing there, but I can't see it. It's not for me to see. But the fact that everything is white, white is a color of learning, is also a color of purification. But I am supposed to specifically mention the learning aspect to you. And I'm told that, or I'm supposed to tell you that the masculine is on the left, the feminine is on the right. I don't know why that matters, but these beings are also very tall. They're actually taller than the archway, than the doorway themselves. So at least like 10, 12 foot tall. As far as your second question, it doesn't matter. And I hope that didn't come across rude when I said it that way. But that's like, I saw that in big golden script on a black background. It doesn't matter. The reason that things went the way they went is because if you had been in the other place, you wouldn't have, so they say you wouldn't have the experience, but experience is written in silver on a big, like almost navy blue rectangle. You wouldn't have the experience that you have. You also wouldn't be here. And then the third question, the one that I answered first, came back up. And what, not the answer again, I gave you the answer, but what they showed me is, I'm going to say, I don't know who this kid is, but he's in purple, green, and golden robes. And he's got and I mean like full on all the way out on the floor, but they look like priest robes, like you would see, and like they're very ornate. But whatever it is he's got around his neck, it's about this wide and it's golden and it's very, very ornate design, etc. The main robe itself is purple, but it's got green panels down the front. And he has very, very, like, all the ladies would swoon over these curls, like, and it's kind of a golden chocolate brown color, but these just ringlets everywhere. But I can't see his face from the front. I only can see him from the back, except for these things. And to be honest, I feel like these robes are something specific, but I don't know what they are. But he wants me to mention again the thing around his neck. And the message that goes with that as well is he's not supposed to be here either. So I don't know how to look up those robes. And I don't know, Scarly might be able to help you a little bit. Just because she was so involved with the Catholic Church and stuff, but I'm not familiar enough with it to know about which archangels wear those robes, or does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. And that answer to that first question is interesting, but I don't know. That was interesting. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Hope you are next. Okay. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you're not going to like the answer to the second question. Okay, so here's the answer to your first question. There is, and these are the things you'll need to research. Okay. There's a green, it's a green sphere. I'm not going to say ball because it's got different colors of green all around it. So it's very light at the top. It has a very dark green ring. And then the bottom is kind of just a grass green. But the light is specifically facing up and kind of to the left. Then there is, there's a red triangle. There's a pink rose. Then there is an arrow. It's gold. There's a golden arrow, but it comes down straight like this. It goes from the right to the left down and disappears. This isn't a karmic connection and it isn't a karmic bond. It is a light work connection. And what I was shown in saying that is, it's like, when you have lights on a string, like the outdoor lights, and they have the big bulbs on them like that, but these are stars. And the light itself is actual light, or the string itself is actual light. And there are these like stars, but there's only 3 of them. So it's a light connection. And so the reason that is still a thing is because purple. What? Okay. It's because purple. I would have liked to just been like, because blah, blah, blah. But apparently it's not for me to say out loud. The answer to your second question, and the reason I said you're not going to like this, is because there are 2 more of those connections. He was the first. And there are 2 more of those light connections that will have the same effect on you that this one did. The next one is female and the next one is male. And they are actually not romantic connections. They are guideposts. This first light connection was to set you on a specific path, but the path is pebbles. It's river rock. It's pebbles. And with this, there's no reason. I don't understand that. So I don't know if you were thinking of a question and that's why, but it just popped in there. There's no reason. The female I can describe to you, She has very dark chestnut, like auburn maroon chestnut colored hair, and a very, I'm going to say sharp, but not in a bad way, like a very sharp nose. The male, the only thing I can see about him is his hair is almost black and he has a very round cherub-like face. The path doesn't matter. The pebbles matter. I keep seeing over and over this path of pebbles, and it looks like if you took the big river rock that people have outside of like buildings and so on, but made them like this, like they're gorgeous little just river pebbles. I don't know. So I would look up what a river means. I would look up what a pebble means. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. I know that made no sense to a lot of you guys listening, but I hope that it made sense. I hope that it made sense to you, Hope. All right. Kelly B, you are next. Whatever comes through, you got it. You got it. The very first thing that came through is it looks like a monster from Sesame Street. It's like looks like Cousin It, but if Sesame Street made Cousin It, and it's bright blue with big eyes, like it looks like a doll. The next thing I'm supposed to tell you is watch your heart. Physically, not love. And watch your left side, spiritually. There's a big white being that walks with you all the time. Evergreen trees. Pine, specifically. You also have something that, you know how people talk about the glass ceiling? This is like a stone ceiling, and for some reason, it's like you are, when you see people trapped under ice and they can't get to the hole to get back out, that's how you are. The hole is humongous, but for some reason you are keeping yourself over here under the overhang and not allowing yourself to leave. It's okay to be afraid of leaving. It's okay to be afraid of allowing yourself to go up. Because in saying that, what was just shown is like you being kind of under the lip of this stone ceiling, and the opening is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but the floor is also rising. So pretty soon you're not going to have a choice. It's going to be either get out from under there and go up, or be squished. Take a deep breath and just go. When you just go, it's so funny. You know how sometimes you see on filters, photo filters and stuff, like little red hearts everywhere, like there was all these little red hearts. You actually have a ton of guides that for some reason they're being held back. You're cut off from them. for some reason. That's like an upside down funnel. They're all out here on the outside until you come up. There's also a man in a blue, it's got a corduroy collar. I all I can see of him is that he has kind of brown hair that's kind of like when you do this, it kind of feathers a little bit. It's about that long, but he's wearing a blue jacket with a black corduroy collar. That's all I can see of him. I hope that made sense, Kelly, because, okay. So it's really funny when I do these. A lot of times I end up sitting in bed later and going, what the fuck was that? So it did make sense. Okay. Okay. I'm glad it made sense. Yeah, these are reads that are just, yeah. All right, V, you ready? Verdena. You know what? Let me go ahead and keep those under there. All right, you ready? It's funny, as I was writing the answer for this, or as I was writing what you asked on the petition paper, the answer already came through. You don't, is the answer. And here's why. What happened in that moment was supposed to happen so you could release those. They were not yours. They were imprinted on you from someone else. So they were not yours. Whatever. There was an incident before you were born. At like 6.5 months. And it was a very traumatic incident for your mom. Those gifts were imprinted on you, so they were not yours. So that's why there's no getting them back. But you're not supposed to be sad about that. It's a freeing moment because now you're free to do whatever. Now you're free to open everything else up, and now it's a clean slate. It's like a big, huge white piece of paper. And I mean, as far as you can see, it's a big, huge white piece of paper, and you have the brush. And you're looking at the brush as being a little bitty, teeny tiny pencil, but it's not. The brush that you have is the size of a car, and all you have to do is think, and it will draw for you. I know you want an answer to what. That will come. The what will come. It's silver. And steel. The answer, the what, Okay. I'm going to send you a list of a couple of things. I'm going to send you a photo of what I just wrote down. I'll get it done like after I get off of here and my brain calms down a little bit. Because this is something that you have to do while I'm doing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. It's not hard. It's not a lot, but it's something that you need to do on your end. Okay. So I'm going to send you a copy of this after I get off of here. Okay. I know that that's not the answer that you wanted, but I hope that it's the answer you needed. Because I feel like the question you asked was something that's been like holding you back, been like, you know how sometimes we stress over something forever and then we realize like it wasn't ours to begin with. So yeah. I hope that that helps. But the girls will remind me. I'll make sure if I don't get this to you tonight, it'll be tomorrow. Because sometimes some of these, like my eyeball already hurts. I feel like somebody's like trying to push my eyeball out. So if I don't get it to you tonight, I will get it to you tomorrow. Okay. Or I may just take a picture and have the girls send it to you. But yeah. So. I'm supposed to ask you if that made sense. Not me sending that to you, but what I said in the beginning. For those of you guys just joining, I'm doing shamanic travelings. I haven't done them in a very long time. Publicly like this. I do them privately. If you guys would like to book one privately, I will have that up tomorrow. It's freeing to know that. Okay, good. I feel like I want to cry. Is that you making me feel like that? Like it's like a release. Like I feel like I want to cry. So the reason that I said that I have not done these publicly, it absolutely means you're not a failure. The reason I said I have not done these publicly is because I let a little shit here on TikTok bully me into doing them behind closed doors again. Because I was overthinking a stupid video that this stupid person made. And the only thing that did was withhold information from you guys. You know what I mean? Things that, no, it wasn't you. So the reason I say that is because y'all don't ever let somebody, shame you or bully you into putting away a part of yourself that is you. Like I grew up learning how to do this. It's in my family. And so I let somebody bully me into not doing it. So yeah. Oh, okay. So if you know that something is a part of you, if you know that that is your heritage, that's what you grew up with, that's who you are, fuck that person. Fuck that person. Like this little shit creator got exactly their karma, and I had nothing to do with it, which makes it even better. So yeah. All right. Jackie is next. Okay. Jackie, do you ever see those AI images or movies where there's like this great little witchy cottage in the woods? And it's like in the middle of all these big trees, and it's like this log cabin, and there's moss everywhere, and there's like hanging plants, and it's just warm and inviting, and there's a fire in the hearth, and it's kind of misty rain outside, and there might be like a unicorn in the yard or something, but that is the answer to your question. That is the answer to your question. There's a reason. There's always a reason. And I'm going to kind of bastardize a quote from Carl Jung here, but sometimes the only way to self-mastery is self-mastery. Also, this is your last go-around, because apparently that is what you need to know as well. Study a little bit, or listen to some of the Lao Tzu, I don't want to say poetry, but poetry. The Tao Te Ching, excuse me. It will mean more to you now I'm supposed to say than it ever did, but I don't know why I'm supposed to say that. And I keep being shown the cabin in the woods. I'm just standing at the clearing. I don't get to go inside. But I'm also supposed to tell you or remind you of the white, there's a white quilt with it looks almost like a red diamond in the middle, but I think that there's design work around the edges too. But this is an old quilt. I'm supposed to remind you of that because that's hanging on the porch. I hope that made sense to you when I was describing that particular place. I hope that made sense to you. And I hope you understood sometimes the path to self-mastery is self-mastery. And we don't get a guidebook on how to do that shit. I will say this because I am supposed to tell you this too. Because somebody else needs to hear it as well, not just you. There's a lot of comfort and a lot of truth in the saying, the only way out is through. When it comes to being alone, when it comes to being with other people, when it comes to learning in a group or learning solo or whatever, everybody's path is everybody's path. And at one point, everybody learns on their own. The more you learn on your own, the more you realize how strong of a tree you are. hope that makes sense. I feel like, Tosh, I feel like if I had a guidebook, I would be like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do my own shit. I feel like you would too. I feel like if you, because I know you, so I know damn well if Tosh had a guidebook, she'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do this instead. And then when the guidebook changed, she'd go, I'm not doing that either. And she'd end up doing the original thing. I'm just saying, I already know. Jackie, what's up with your nose as well? Are you stuffed up? What's up? Because I tried to take a deep breath to kind of clear that, and it's like, because I'm still looking at your name. What's up right here? You got sinus issues? I'm sorry if you do. That's fucking, I hate sinus bullshit. I like Tosh. I 100% own that. All right. Mary M, you are next. Okay. Oh, you have like a funny little trickster guide. You have a funny little trickster guide that I thought it was a kid at first, but it's not. I don't know. They're only like 3 foot tall. And they wear a lot of, like cobalt blue. They wear a lot of cobalt blue. So the first question that you asked, the answer is neither and both at the same time. But there is something else you're supposed to be working on now. The other two take back seat. And then I was shown a red balloon and then just a bright sky blue. And then a blank book, like the page, it's a leather bound book and the pages are this gorgeous like cream color. And I'm just watching the pages like somebody flipping the book. You know how when you just flip the pages like that, but it's laying out open like this and the pages are flipping themselves. There's also on the other side of the table, like where the book is, there's just a row of candles. You stopped learning once. Whatever this book pertains to, you stopped learning once. You stopped and have started down this other path. And while, yes, you still need to learn these other two things, they are not the important thing. Go back to that book. Your guide is kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. He said, I hid your keys. Like, I want him to be quiet so I can finish telling you this, but he keeps interrupting. The term because I wanted to know his name and he gave me the term astro, but it's spelled ASTRYO. You got it, sir. He showed me, you know, when you see the ancient paintings of the constellations and how they're that gorgeous blue background and these white stars and, you know, they're all dotted line together. And there's this big, gorgeous gold filigree around it. He showed me that, like illuminated manuscripts. And then this is the next thing I'm supposed to say to you. What if you did master that? What if you did learn that? What if you are that? There's a reason you can't focus on those other two things, because they are, it's like those are the basics in college and you're already in your master's program. And then here's the next thing. You keep looking up when you're supposed to be looking down. Also, I would recommend finding somebody to tune you to the Akashic Records. You already have passage. So you can see the redacted parts that no one else can see of your own records, but you already have passage. So I would find somebody that can attune you to that. Like, it was a beautiful shining path, like bright shining path. So apparently the feeling I got from seeing that is that either you have thought about it repeatedly, it's been on your mind repeatedly for a long time, not just here recently. And then there's also been a lot of things that have happened in the last 12 years, actually in your life, that the Akashic Records that are going to be visible to you the way you're going to see them, you've dreamed about them a lot. So find somebody that can attune you to that. All right, Gina is next. I'm going to sleep so hard after this. You guys have no idea. Y'all have no idea. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. The very first thing, I'm going to describe to you what I saw first, and then we're going to talk about who this is. The very first thing I saw is red and gold and yellow and blue, and some of you guys are going to know immediately who I'm talking about when I start saying this next part. Skulls and a long tongue and multiple arms and so on. It's time for destruction. It's not time for you to take the back seat. It's not time for you to just sit and be along for the ride. There's going to be a lot of changes that happen very quickly, and you need to know who to count on. This particular badassery that's coming like hardcore, it's like this, like a funnel just heading towards you. Let it pick you up and let it take you where you're supposed to go. When things get pulled out of your life, when things get destroyed, because that's the word that keeps getting used. When things get destroyed, just ride the spiral. I don't know why I'm supposed to say this. Shiva doesn't matter. It's not Shiva. I keep seeing, let me describe the spiral because I keep seeing the spiral. Okay, so the spiral, it comes from the left to the right, and it's just this whirlwind. It almost looks like a slinky spinning around and around and around and around. And it's like you are maybe this big and the spiral's like that, and it just sucks you up, and you just are riding the front of it like a surfboard as it continues to go to the right. it is 100% going to roll over almost every single thing in your path. You know how sometimes when somebody mows a path in a yard too fast, and maybe the yard is way too high, maybe the grass is like this, and it does take most of the grass, but cut most of the grass, but there's still some pieces that'll fling back up. There will still be pieces that will fling back up that will still stand, that are supposed to still be in your life. Mind your head. Mind your head. I don't know what that means to you, but so not everything will be obliterated by the spiral, but you're safe within it. I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. And here's the thing. It's not for me to tell you who that energy is. I am sure that plenty of people already put it in the chat. Yeah. Well, for those of you that know the energy, like I am not supposed to say, y'all go ahead. Those of you guys that know that energy that I just described, you are more than welcome to put it in the chat. It's weird. Normally I'm allowed to say whatever, but yeah, I'm not allowed to say it. So it's not for me to say. But no matter what, I want you to remember, and I'm glad this will be on YouTube because I want you to be able to come back and listen to this. You're safe in the spiral. You're safe in the spiral. So, just saying. And for those of you guys that have reads tonight, just know this will be on YouTube tomorrow. It'll take me a little bit to download it and get it put up. It will be on YouTube tomorrow for you to listen to re-listen to. So if you need to write something down or whatever, these especially because they are they are so weird, that way you can go back and be like, oh shit, I didn't even catch that part. Okay? Jacob, you are next. Okay, hold on. I barely could even get the writing down on your petition of what you asked for before that, like all over my brain. I know you want answers, and I know that your mind needs something laid out clearly for you because that is a trauma response. You need to have everything planned. You need to be analytical. You need to learn how everything works within this path. Like a computer system. You want to have the diagram and the layout and be able to see, okay, if I do this, I do this, and blah, 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 blah. Like you need a chart, you need a table because it's a trauma response. But the thing is that there is not a set answer to this. Oh, that you're supposed to know right now. That's shitty. Okay. Who I'm supposed to say that this way. Who is the green robed figure that you've been seeing? He stands with his arms in front of him. It's a very pale green robe, but this is black. It's a green robed figure. So the path that you're on, is stardust. Okay, so these are just words that I'm supposed to say. AI, astrology, Hubble, space. Okay, so whoever the green robed figure, I like him because he's kind of, you're on the right path, but the wrong path at the same time. You're on the right path because there's a lot of stuff on the path that you're on right now that you have to learn before you can move to the other path, because the other path, this being the wrong path, the way you think that it's supposed to end is the wrong path. But the things that you're supposed to learn on this path, you have to learn ASAP now, because that way you can switch to this other path. You're going to the right and you're supposed to be going to the left. You're on the red path, but you're supposed to be on the blue path. And the blue path leads to a place that has a big blue logo with white letters. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. And it has nothing to do with the red ball. It has to do with the blue ball with the N name. That's the only way that I could get the message through without getting in trouble, is what he said. Whoever this green cloaked figure is, I don't believe that he is a deity. He's a druid. He's a cheater. I mean, I hate to say it that way. He has figured out ways to skirt the system, to skirt the path. So that way he can kind of undercut and give you the information. So it's basically like someone playing, what was that game back in the day? Hollywood Squares or whatever, or the word play where you had to give somebody a description and they say the word. That's how he communicates. You're on the wrong path to go to the right path. And I'm supposed to keep doing it that way. And he also wants me to make sure that you know that the red path that goes to the right, the blue path goes to the left, and it crosses like this. That is a logo symbol for you. They're just lines, but red, blue. The blue is underneath, and they cross like this. Like the outside of the cross part is way longer than the inside. I'll send you a picture of this. I'll send you a picture of this. Okay? Because this stuff right here is not for me to say out loud. So I will send you a picture of it. Did that make sense? I know that was an odd answer, but did that make sense? And I don't know if you've been obsessed with druids lately or what, but yeah. I can't wait to go up there. I'm excited for that one. You are so welcome, Jacob. Oh, I'm not supposed to do yours yet. Okay. Heidi, you're next on my list, but I'm not supposed to do yours yet, is what I was just told. What? I don't want to do it anyway. Every bit of me is like, I want to do it right now. Like, don't tell me no. But I know if I try to force it, I won't get the answer that you're supposed to have. So, all right. That's still bullshit. That's still bullshit. All right. Sharlie Schaefer, you are next. So the answer to your question is that she, not the dream, but the actual person, she was a side effect of this. So the answer to the question that you asked is actually yes and no. Yes, in that she was a side effect, and yes, you did all those things for her, and yes, you fulfilled that purpose. No, in that the dream was not actually just about that. This is I am not familiar with this deity. This is a very lesser known deity. And I heard coming back around, coming full circle. She keeps showing me this, and I'm going to describe it. Very tall, very statuesque, long white gown. She keeps showing me around her head, around the outside of her head, like you would see the old Judeo-Christian, the saint with the big golden circle, and the things coming out. She has long, like her hair looks like gold. It's so blonde, it looks like gold. I'm supposed to mention her height again. She's very, very tall and slender, but she also stands on a disc of gold. She's related to Apollo, and I'm supposed to mention that specifically. She's also, she's a lot. She's a lot. She showed me Apollo. She showed me Hermes. She showed me the winged sandals. She showed me the horn of plenty. She showed me I can't ever pronounce it right, the snake thing that is the medical symbol. She showed me I'm just going to say this because she showed me hiding from Zeus. not me hiding from Zeus. She showed, there's something with her. She's hiding from Zeus. Persephone. Thank you. Thank you. You could have just fucking said that. You could have just fucking said that. She is not Persephone. She is helping Persephone hide from Zeus. There we go. Thank you. I wanted to make that clear. So you fulfilled a purpose because the person that we spoke about first, the physical person, the human person that you asked a question about, yes, she was supposed to find who she found. So part of the reason for the yes and the no is she was on the path she was supposed to be on, and she has left that path and is now somewhere in right field. And it is what it is, and it's not for you to worry about now. You, however, start with the myth of Persephone and go from there. This is a very obscure Greek deity, and you are going to have a very hard time finding statues, finding anything that represents her. So you're going to have to make your own pieces, not order them. She said, you need to make your own pieces, not order them. She also wants me to tell you that she is not here for the long term. There is something very specific. She showed me, it looks like a golden pear, but it has all these holes in it. And each one of these holes has to be filled. And once the pear is finished, you have been placed where you're supposed to be placed. And excuse my dog for being so loud. Like, I don't even know what deity this is. Like, I'm going to be like trying to figure this out later. I don't even know what deity this is. I've never, ever met this deity. Does that make sense? But start with Persephone and the deities around her. She just wanted me to reiterate repeatedly that she's very tall and slender. That she's very tall and slender. That's Zeus. He's always been that way. Even when he was 8 weeks old. He is the loudest, smallest dog I've ever met. For a 3-pound dog, he can take up an entire queen-size bed. He can kick like a horse. He snores like a man. But I love him. Him's my boy. Yes. Yes. Okay. Heidi, now you're next. So it's so funny. As soon as I started to like pull that in, I heard stop asking questions, just jump. And then I was shown a waterfall, and like if I'm standing looking at the waterfall from the side, like not down below it, not above, I'm looking at it from the side, it looks normal, right? Like I could probably stand at the bottom and touch the top, like 5 foot high or so. But then when I'm at the top, it looks like it's 200 million feet down. Stop wearing blue. And I hope that means something to you. There's a gentleman that's there with you, and I keep hearing his voice. You know, stop asking questions, just jump. He's an older guy. He has kind of silvery white hair. He has glasses. but he wants me to specifically mention that they're gold rim glasses. He's wearing jeans and a white t-shirt. And he's barefoot. He kind of has a little tiny bit of a belly, but not a big one. But I can tell he's older because you know when people hit like in their 70s or whatever and their skin kind of starts to sag, like I can see that. He says, y'all have just been swimming. He does this when he smiles. He does that. Just the one side. You are holding you back because you're scared. The next thing is this. That is not where you belong, but it has nothing to do with work. Okay, I don't understand this part, so I'm going to try to describe what I'm seeing. It's like I'm watching someone, like if I was a kid in the backseat of a car, I'm watching this car drive away from this weird little cabin. It's really long, and it's got a slope roof that comes down, and the roof is completely covered with like moss and so on. And there's I think it's a man, but I can't see him, but he's standing in the doorway waving. And it's so funny because it's like I see the cabin and the car is going to the left, and it's like down the hill there's another house down here, and there are people in this house down here that I don't like them. They're very condescending, they're very mean, and they act like they are so much better than everybody else. And they try to enforce what they want on the gentleman in the cabin and on the person driving the car and the person in the back window of the car. And they're trying, whoever this is in the car, they're trying to make them stay here, because if they stay here, then this group down here has control of this up here. But the thing is, what I'm supposed to say is it's not their fucking control to have. Like, I'm getting whatever this is like, I'm getting angry about it. And the further the car gets away, the smaller and smaller this house down here gets. This house down here has a bright red roof. I don't know, but it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Whoever these people are in this house down the hill, down here, whatever, they're in their own bubble, and they could give a flying fuck about anybody else. The other thing that I'm supposed to tell you is that you hold a star. And this star was specifically given to you and no one else. And this star is bright white on a purple background. And then I see fur, like longer, I don't know. It looks like the fake fur like you see in an anime. Like if I were to see like a dog or something like that, the fur is like jagged gray. And it's like waving in the, it's waving in the wind as it's running. Whoever the man is in the white t-shirt is not the man. I'm supposed to make sure that it's not the man in the cabin. The man in the cabin is completely different than the man in the white t-shirt that I talked about to begin with. But the man in the white t-shirt absolutely does not like whoever the people are down the hill. And I'm supposed to tell you that he cannot confirm or deny that it has been him causing him, whoever this dude is down here, the problems. hope all of that made sense. I hope all of that made sense, Heidi, because that was a lot. That was a lot. So yeah. Some did, some didn't by looking. Okay. All right. Yeah, these reads are never, ever anything that I'm supposed to understand. So, yeah. Aw. My kid just messaged me, I love you. All right. You're so welcome. Tanya Reed, you are next. Okay. So the very first thing, this is exactly how I'm supposed to say this, okay? Because this person is very specific. The very first thing that Grandma showed to me was a pink lace doily that is actually a mandala. So mandala, however you want to say it. She has a very mandala. She has a very interesting like emphasis on her A's. But this is like she showed me this first, and it was like a lace doily. But it's this gorgeous like Pepto-Bismol pink color. But as soon as she wanted me to say that specifically, it like picked up like this, and it turned into a mandala, and it's wood, and it kind of came right at my face. And it is a mandala it's got petals that are pointed. It's not sacred geometry. I'm supposed to specifically say that. It's not sacred geometry. The petals come to these gorgeous points, and the outside is very, very ornate. The inside has, it's almost like it's like 5 circles in the middle. Then she showed me a whole bunch of so the only reason I know this is because I took a class on this in college over Mediterranean art. But she showed me mosaic tiles that are like Mediterranean Spanish. They're bright white, but they have this gorgeous, gorgeous blue in them. And they have gold filigree. Not filigree. They have gold lining on the outside. But it's just one. And it's a piece of a larger, like a line that goes around whatever this building is. But I'm just seeing one. It's got this big round, it's almost like a petal shape, but it kind of goes like that. Okay. The reason that I'm only showed the one, they're all the same, but it's a path. You are supposed to be tracing this path. Okay, I'm missing something. What am I missing? I just keep seeing the same thing over and over, so let me describe all of it. It's like I'm standing outside on a cobblestone street. It's probably mid-afternoon because the sun is right about here. It's not directly overhead. It's right about here. All of the buildings that are around me are kind of a whitewashed-ish stucco, like a very, very pale stucco. But there's a building behind me, just a flat wall. There's an archway right here, and so it's shady. And in front of me is this wall, this building, and it has these tiles. They're about this big, and they are just like this in a row. And I feel like they go in a U shape all the way around. And you're supposed to go to the right and down the alley. It's not, I'm supposed to also tell you the alley is not dark. You're supposed to go to the right and down the alley. But you're supposed to follow the mosaic around. I'm not allowed to see the front of the building because it's not for me to tell you. My recommendation, and this is not from this person, but my recommendation is going to be that you 100% need to find either on Google Maps or something like that, a 3D tour of Spanish streets, Mediterranean Spanish streets. And there's only like a small part of Spain that touches the Mediterranean. It is like smack dab in the middle. So wherever I'm standing, I can actually see the ocean way over here to my left. I feel like if you go down the alley and go that way, there's a fountain. This is the town square out here in the front. There's a fountain out there. But whatever this building is that I'm standing at the back of is very, very important to you. The next thing I see is that apparently I was supposed to describe it all like that. The next thing I see is chainmail, like the little ring chainmail, but it's gold, which would never stand up in battle, but it's gold. And then there's a Knights Templar tunic. It's a movie. Okay. So the tunic that I saw also had the guy with the helmet and so on and so forth. I'm supposed to specifically mention that the gold chainmail is in the front on the left. Whoever this is wearing this, it's a woman, and she also has on blue sleeves. All I can see is blue sleeves. Are you obsessed with Joan of Arc? What is up with that? Not obsessed. It's the idea of that. Okay. My recommendation is going to be to delve into the events surrounding the Templars, the events surrounding her, and find whatever the fuck this building is. Because this building, I feel like it's a shop also. This building is important, like being able to go around and see. But specifically, do not go to the left. I don't know why you have to go to the right behind the building and in front. I just keep seeing the guy in the Templar. And it's almost like I can't see his face. It's kind of dark. But I'm going to say this because that's a whole bunch of very weird, very specific things. There's a lot that has to do with that period, with the Templars, with all of that stuff. I would start by watching some movies that are associated with that in particular, like the Kingdom of Heaven and things like that, because there's something specifically in one of those movies that has to do with a woman in that gold chainmail that's supposed to lead you down the rabbit hole. So I guess you get to go watch movies this week. You get to watch a bunch of movies this week. Because that one was very weirdly specific. That was very weirdly specific. So, okay then. And Tanya's mind is probably like, and my brain is melted. And my brain is melted. And I'm done. Is it Leah? Leah Champlin? Okay. You did not see that. So the answer to your question is your eyes. Okay. See without seeing. You are looking, okay. You are trying to look in the box that everybody else has already looked in a million times over the years, hoping that there's going to be something new in the box. throw the box off your lap, because that box might have stuff for other people in it, but your stuff is not in that box. You have a very interesting little teeny tiny line in your family history that moves into a very interesting part of, I'm going to say, southeastern Europe. It's so funny. I saw is this little teeny tiny red string that went like this and is like a road on a map. But it's so, you know, like Greece is here and Turkey is here. It's right here, like right above Turkey. I don't know if it even exists anymore, because I don't feel like it does. Dream work. Look in your dreams. Seeing without seeing has a lot to do with this particular skill set that line of your family holds. This seeing without seeing is not traveling. It's not technically dream walking, but it is at the same time. For some reason, you have never been able to fully grasp the clairvoyant gift because you tried to force it. Okay. There are still books on the practices from that area, and I would recommend finding all of the ones you can and devouring them. Because that will give you the pieces that you need to be able to create the blindfold, if that makes sense, to be able to do this. You're trying to put yourself in a mold, in a box that you are never ever meant to be in. I don't know if that makes sense to you. One book in particular that you're looking for is black and white on the front. It has kind of oldish, like old English looking writing. It's a modern translation of this old book. And it seems to be more kind of like stories, and I'm gonna put that in air quotes. It seems to be more kind of like stories, but it's not. You're going to find exactly what you need in that book. So yeah. Actually, I am going to do this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and like close my list because I didn't realize that there were that many still. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense. I didn't realize there were that many tickets open, and I want to make sure I can finish all of these tonight. These are heavy. Like they're I don't know how else to explain it, but they make my brain heavy. They make my brain heavy. So, so my list is closed for this evening. I will do these again. In fact, I'm trying to decide some of the things to do while I'm traveling, so I don't have to take a ton of like divination tools and stuff with me. So I may do these again while I'm traveling. So if you guys didn't get on the list tonight, just kind of, I'll have my schedule up for the next couple of weeks. So yeah. All right, let me fix this here. Okay. Miss Donna, you're next. So the answer to your question is that you already are. You already are. Sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we don't understand how to be calm, how to be happy, how to be content, how to be fulfilled, because forces keep manipulating us, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's just the world, whatever. Forces keep manipulating us to want something different than what we already have. But you have an amazing gift that everyone else can see, but you don't see it. I wish I knew the term for it, because there is a specific term for it. There's a reason that you are able to work with the beasts that you do. And I'm supposed to say it specifically that way, that you are able to work with the things that you work with. And there's a reason that the ones that find you are the ones that are unruly. And that makes me grin when I say that are unruly. It's going to piss me off that I don't know the term for this. It's a gift that everybody wants to have, but very few people do. A handful of people have this gift. Like 100% Disney princess, all of the birdies flock to you kind of gift. But yours is a very intensive gift. And so because it's more intensive and you're not just sitting in a forest with all the little deers and the bunnies, coming up while you're singing. It's not a Disney princess gift. You have this hardcore, really intense, holding up the world kind of gift. So the beasts that find you are the ones that have a fulfillment issue as well. You take on their unfulfilled aspect and their need to be something else. And I'm going to say it that way, or supposed to say it that way on purpose. You take on their need to be something else, and you hold that in. So you have got to learn to, I don't understand. Before I could say you've got to learn to let go of those things, it was like I was shown this weird, it's just a big white PVC pipe, but it goes down into the ground and then out the bottom of a hill. It's almost like yelling those into the PVC pipe and letting them go and be sent somewhere else. And I'm supposed to say this exactly this way, and it's weird, and I hope it makes sense. The humans that are in your life have been supposed to be there and leave when they were supposed to leave, because you aren't meant for them. There are three things that are three beings coming your way. White, gold, black. I can tell you that the white is solid white, like Snow White, unrealistically white. But it's a horse. The other two, however, the black is like if you had black fur that got dust on it, it looks like that. And it's actually fur. It's about this, the fur is about this thick. Like I can actually feel it. So I would say like a cat that has black fur with like a silver tip to it. Like that's kind of how it looks. Like it always looks dusty. And then the middle one, cause it's funny, it's the white and then the gold and then the black. The golden color, it's like this really beautiful, rich, like, I'm going to say boxer dog gold. You know what I'm talking about? How boxers have that gorgeous like brown gold color. It's not a dog. Like the other two things are, they're not dogs. Part of me wants to say that they're all horses, but I don't think the golden one is. And the black one's fur is way too long. But they're not, they're much bigger than like a cat or a dog. Girl, if you start some exotic fucking sanctuary, you better have us all up there. But I'm also supposed to specifically mention that the horse, the white one, has Arabian bloodlines, but isn't full. I'm going to send you a picture of this later. Okay? Because that part is not for everybody else to know. It's just for you. So, I hope that made sense. Maybe not about the animals or whatever, but the the first part, the answer part. Did that make sense? Okay. Yeah, let me say this, guys. We'll just reiterate the rules really quick because I've looked down enough to know that my mods have been blocking people right and left. If you come in and you act like a dick, I don't care if you agree with anybody in here or me or whatever. Cool. You can just keep on scrolling. Like you don't gotta stay and hang out because you know what? If you're gonna be that way, we don't want you here anyway. We don't talk about other creators in here. And we don't talk about politics in here. We also don't co-read. So if the mods have warned you and you aren't listening or whatever, pay attention to what the mods are saying. Y'all are gonna get one warning and that's it. Period. You're going to get one warning. There are so many other places on social media, on TikTok, on everything else where people want to argue and that's all the bullshit that they want to do. But we're all here for a reason. And if you're not here for a reason or you don't want to hang out and listen, cool. You're going to get one warning and that's it. And if you have a problem with it, you're welcome to message me on my website because it's my rule. Just saying. Sometimes people want to know shit beyond what stupid ass bullshit you want to know. You know what I mean? All right, Hope. I got your petition request. On, let me see here. So on the petition, I will write this out and I'll send you a picture of it. But I have a feeling that there's not a lot. There's more that I need to do as far as taking it where it needs to go. I hope that makes sense. Just saying. I'll send you an email with this. But let's do your other. Some of these I've got to put sideways so I know like which ones I got to, yeah. So hope I'm doing your other channeled read with the questions that you asked there. You aren't going to like the answer. You aren't going to like the answer. Because the short answer is yes. But the answer to the second question is yes, but not in the capacity that you think. Because as I mentioned a while ago, I was shown again the string of lights. As I was told a while ago, there are still two other light connections that you're supposed to have. And by being in the holding pattern that you're currently in, it's putting a holding pattern on the rest of your path as well. When we dig our feet in and we decide like, nope, I'm doing this, but it's not part of our path to do that. And there keep being answers and roadblocks and problems and so on. And what we want continues to get further and further away instead of us actually moving toward it. It is just putting a holding pattern on everything else in our path. And so I'm supposed to say this. I mentioned earlier in the first read that there were two other light connections that you had to make. One is female, and then the third one is male, because you've already made the first one. The male, the third connection is running out of time. And so the more that you are in this holding pattern, and you can't get to the second one, it could get to the point where you will not ever get to the third one, which then causes a karmic contract. And I feel like I can't reiterate enough that the third one is running out of time. I keep hearing it. They're running out of time. 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 So the answer to both questions is yes and yes. Yes, that part is done. And yes, but not in the way you think it is. I can't reiterate the urgency enough of moving forward for these other two connections, specifically the third connection, and the fact that it is vital that those are not missed connections. Not like the world is going to end, but those are two connections that have to happen. My personal advice to you would be this. the situation at hand with these questions, I would just kind of set it to the side. I would literally set that to the side, and I keep holding it like it's a ball. Like, set it to the side. Don't forget about it. Don't leave it. Don't, you know what I mean? But it doesn't need to be front and center on your mantle anymore. It just needs to be over to the side a little bit. It can be down on the table over here, because these other two connections, this third one specifically, there's not a word for how important it is. And so it cannot be missed. It cannot be missed. I almost feel like the way that it felt, if it's missed in this lifetime, it's going to be several others before it can be, the conditions can be right again for those two paths to meet, which means it puts you in a holding pattern, and there is a sense of not having fulfillment there in any way, shape, or form. So I would recommend with this right here, with these two questions, and literally, because I keep feeling like it's a ball, I don't know if you have a sphere somewhere there at your house or whatever that you can assign this particular situation to, and just kind of, actively have something physical that represents this situation. That's what I would do. And literally just set it to the side, where then you can still see it. It's still right there. You still see the sphere. It's right there. But this over here, that third connection, is really, really important. And you have to meet the second connection before you can meet the third connection. The second connection, the woman, the light connection there, that's only maybe a week or so. It's just, and I can at least cheat and tell you a little bit. This is a work connection. This is somebody you meet through your career, and it's somebody that you're literally only in their path. And I'm supposed to say it that way on purpose. You're in their path for a week, seven days. That's it. They come in from somewhere else. I don't know what the interaction is there with your career with this person, and then they go back. But I'm supposed to tell you this too. Okay, I get to tell you a lot. The person that this is at a really huge crossroads in life, and the two of you have just some really tiny discussions about spirituality and spiritual things and spiritual beings in particular. And she doesn't say this to you in the moment. You're not going to find this out for a couple of years afterwards, but it will be either her texting you, or actually it's an email. Okay. Her emailing you and saying, you have no idea, but you said blah, blah, blah to me, and it was exactly what I needed to hear to go home and make this huge change. So this email is going to come at a time when you really need to hear it. But that connection is only a week. It's only a week, literally 7 days. I don't know what you do for a living, Hope, but I don't know what you do for a living, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And the other one, I will message you. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I have no idea. This woman, I will say too, she's darker complected, like olive kind of complected, like Spanish or something like that. Possibly Indian, but like from India. But she's darker complected. And she wears a lot of red. In fact, like she's a little bit, I don't know. No, I would say normal size. Like probably a size like 10, 12. But she specifically, one of the first times that you meet her, in a professional setting. She has on a red suit, red skirt about knee length, and it's like I don't know the material, but it's like it's a very expensive material, but red skirt, and the top is like a jacket that buttons up the front with gold, like big gold buttons. The two of you are like instant friends. Just so you know. Like instant friends. So yeah. And I'll send you this other one through an email. Okay. Felicia, I have 2 for you. Okay, so let's see. Did you mean to do 2, Felicia? I just want to make sure. Dude, that was gross, man. Filthy. She only wanted 1. Okay, so I'm going to mark one of them. Damn it. There we go. So I marked one as not done, and I'll get that refunded to you whenever I get off of here, if that makes sense. So, y'all right? Did you eat too fast? He literally just looked at me and was like, walked off. That dog gives the best side eye ever. Christine, just will you or Scarlett remind me that I need to get her refunded for that one? All right, Felicia, you ready? Oh, my nose is itching. Somebody's talking about me. Okay. Sometimes when the universe shows you a path, you expect it to be a straightforward A to B, but it's not. It looks like a toddler with a crayon on the walls of grandma's house. However, when you look at that crazy string that is laid out, and you're doing all of the twists and turns and ups and downs and loop-de-loops and so on, if you were able to rise up and look down at that whole path, you would see the sacred geometry in everything that happens around you. Even though the path that you've been on is in no way a straight path, in no way is it an as the crow flies, A to B, A, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. And it looks insane, and it looks like insanity. Why the number 66 popped up as I'm talking, but I don't know, 66. When you are able to see the bigger picture, you're going to see not only the serendipity, but you're going to see the sacred geometry. And specifically, this sacred geometry is communication. It's Metatron's cube. It's also the tree of life. So you're going to see all of the communication that has happened to bring you to a single point in time. 66. Okay. And that's when you finally get to rest. Does that make sense? I don't know if you're not sleeping very good, because I mean actual sleep, not like passing away or like your soul can rest. I don't mean that. I mean like actual sleep. And then I saw blue, white, and green, like choppy colors like that. Like, the old jump ropes in school that had the big plastic bead things on them like that it's like that, like blue, white, green, over and over and over. Blue, white, green, blue, white, green, blue, white, green. And it's funny because I was shown that again. It's like this red string, like somebody just picked up a bunch of red string and then just threw it on the ground. And all you can see are the twists and turns in it, because it's like I'm standing on the ground with it. And even though I can see it, I can't see the shape or the pattern. All I can see is this crazy red line everywhere. And I keep thinking I'm tired of turning to the right. I'm tired. I want to turn to the left. I'm tired of turning to the right. But whenever it rises up and it shows me the design and the geometry of it and so on like that, it's this gorgeous like pearl white color. So I know you want to turn a different way, and I know that you're tired of the loop-de-loops and so on, and you're tired of feeling like you've already been at this junction before, but I promise you it is for a reason, and I promise you that you will finally get a good night's sleep. It is going to be a little bit, though. Actually, the sleep part is not going to be as long as the other part. There's an imbalance. Oh, there's an easily fixed imbalance that's causing you to not sleep. To be honest, if you can, I would literally just go get a physical and have them do blood work. It'll show that vitamin imbalance, and it's easily fixed. Easily fixed. I'm also supposed to tell you that nothing seriously is wrong with you, even though you feel like there is, and even though there's a fear that something is going on. It's not. It's literally just that, and easily fixed. And then whoever the older lady is over here behind my shoulder is kind of getting on to me to get onto you a little bit for not taking better care of yourself. She's funny. Like, she's not doing it in a mean way. She's like, maybe if you... She's funny. She has white curls. She literally sounds like a Disney grandma. Dearie. I don't know who she is, but she's around you all the time. Great grandma. Okay. She's around you all the time. She has like the most warm, sweet energy ever. She also is a little ornery because she said, and I do mean all the time. And I watched her do that. I don't know what you did lately, what you're ornery doing ornery wise, but she's funny. She's funny. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. She does want me to let you know it's always on your right. So I don't know if you have like the ringing in the ears or whatever. She said she's always on the right. She wants to make sure that you she wants to make sure that you're differentiating whatever it is over here. That is not her, she says. And she got like very serious with that. That is not her. She is always on your right. Like, she suddenly got like really serious. Like, time out. I want to say this real quick. She's always over here. This is not her. So I don't know what that means. Okay? I don't know what that means. I hope you understood that, though. Okay. I'm glad you understood. I figured you probably would, but yeah, she went from like joking and laughing to like really uber serious all of a sudden. So I was like, ooh, okay. I also, I'm just going to say, I get the feeling that whatever this is over here on the left, she's not super peachy keen about that. So that, I'm just saying, you might have a discussion with her. Because I have a feeling she'll tell you more than she'll tell me. All right. I'm going to pause for just a minute and run to the bathroom because I've been drinking a ton of water and tea today. So I'm going to run to the bathroom and I will be right back. So give me like a minute and a half. You are so welcome. And I'll get that other one refunded. It might be in the morning, but I'll get it refunded to you, okay? All right. I will be right back so y'all can look at the gorgeous geode. Man, some of y'all are going to understand this. You know, when you sit a certain way and then your hip gets all crooked and then you get up and you try to walk, I legit just look like some little 240-year-old old lady like hobbling through my house just now. Don't you love that? Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Donna, are you still here by chance? I am supposed to tell you that you remember the place you told me that you were going here in a couple weeks. That is very important, and not to let anything derail you. All right. Ready, Amy? I had my hip broke, cracked, broke, I guess. I had my hip broke, 2018? No. Yeah, 2018. And it's been fucking giving me fits lately. Like, it fucking sucks. Hurts. So that's part of it too. Like, I have a problem sitting still, and yeah, it fucking sucks. Yeah. I think in my mind, if I say cracked, it doesn't mean broke. Because I think of broke as being like broke, right? Like 2 full pieces of bone sticking out the skin kind of broke. But if I just say cracked, technically that's not broke, even though it really is broke. All right, Amy. Ready? It was just me, Bear. It was just me. Get him calmed down. It was just me, sweet boy. Good boy. It was just me. Good boy. Thank you for being such a good boy. I love you. You're the sweetest baby. Yes, you are. Yeah, I'm the sweetest boy. Yeah, you can go lay back on the couch. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me safe from me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Come here. You want up here for a minute? Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come say hi to everybody's. I'm going to show everybody your cute little face. They haven't got to see your little face in so long. My sweet boy. What's your Fu Manchu face? He looks bigger on the camera. He looks bigger on the camera. Love you. Oh, of course, I will scratch your chest. I will scratch your chest, and then I'm gonna get back to work. Okay? Oh, okay. I will scratch your chest forever. Yeah, he always wants hugs. He always wants hugs. with his little Fu Manchu face. I love you. Oh, that's a big yawn. Oh, thank you for huggies. I love you. All right. I'm going to let you go back in there and do your thing. And then we'll play doggy snuggles later. Yeah, I love you so much too. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right. No, this isn't Mr. Side-Eye. No. Zeus is Mr. Side-Eye. Zeus is a 3-pound white Chihuahua, and he just, I mean, that dog, I have pictures of him when he was a puppy doing the side-eye. Like, it's that level. It's next level Chihuahua side-eye. So, all right, Amy, you ready? Yeah, he started doing that when he was a puppy. And so I can ask him for a bear hug and he'll fling his head against you like that. That is a surefire. I will do anything that dog. If that dog talked, if he could be like, I want you to do this or this or this or this. Yeah, all he would have to do is that. And I'd be like, okay, what do you want? You know, like, you want me to take over the world for you? Okay. Like, yeah, I will do anything for that damn dog because he just does that with his head. It's the sweetest fucking thing. It's the sweetest fucking thing. So, he is a Chinese crested, a powder puff Chinese crested. So there are two types of Chinese crested. There is the hairless that looks like a little horse, and then there's a powder puff that has all the hair. He is that, and a Chihuahua mix is what we were told he came. There was some of you guys have heard this story, but there was a lady in Tulsa that had a puppy mill, and they busted her with like 204 puppies in cages in her house. And he was one of them. So when we got him, he was 6 weeks old. He was so little. He was so little. And now he looks like the dog from Labyrinth. Dude, Where's My Car? He looks like Jackal from Dude, Where's My Car? But that's what we were told he was. I've never had his blood tested or anything like that. But his hair is kind of wiry. So I don't know if that's the Chihuahua. I don't know, because my Chihuahua is really soft. So I don't know. But I love him. And Brody's dog, Doc, is half Chinese crested, and they have the exact same face shape. Like, it's so weird. If I didn't know, if I just saw their faces, I would think they were from the same litter. I would think they were from the same litter. All right. Let's get this show on the road. All right, Amy. So the very first thing I see with yours, I know you have a specific question that needs a yes or no answer, but yours has a more complicated answer before I can tell you the answer. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks. So the very first thing I see is like a big round purple, and it's like a royal purple circle. And it's flat. I'm supposed to specifically mention it's just a flat circle. It's not a sphere, but it's purple. And what I was just shown, it's like I'm looking at the circle like flat, like on a piece of paper. But then it lays to the right and lays down, and I can jump into it. So this purple circle represents something you're supposed to be doing, your path, what happened with this situation. And whereas before you saw it up here, now it's down here, and you can jump into it. You can step into it. You can jump into it, dive into it. I actually don't do that. Step into it or jump into it. Feet first is what I'm told now specifically. So if you ask, there will be stairs in this big purple circle. If you ask, there are stairs, and you can take the path down as far as you would like to go. The answer to your question is yes, because you asked for it. Sometimes what we ask for, what we need, and what we get are the correct thing. The reason that you're second guessing this decision, it's twofold. The first part is we get comfortable and we just want to stay, because it's much better to stay in bed in the warm blankies than to get up and go outside in the cold. But we know if we get up and go outside in the cold, that's where all the goodies are. The second part is this. That situation was sent to keep you from this purple circle. That situation was sent to keep you from the runway lights, from walking down I heard I can't remember the song. It's a Green Day song, but it's like, I walk a lonely road, only road that I have ever known. Like, that's what I heard. You always have had this longing and this loneliness and this need to run. And this situation was sent to curb that, to keep you from whatever this purple circle is. Because I keep seeing it goes like this and then down and then there's stairs. This situation was sent to do that. You're always going to have this little longing inside here. You're always going to have this what if. You're always going to have this maybe I should have blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, every time that pops up, you need to kick that thing square in its ass and punt it somewhere else, because when it pops up and when you start to really overthink that aspect and you start to think, well, I could just do this or I could just say this. When you start to overthink it and you start to feel like you're pulled back to that situation or another situation just like it, ooh, I'm just getting uncomfortable. That is this outside force trying to get you off this path again. And I'm supposed to tell you this too. You're always, always, always going to feel alone. And please don't take that as a bad thing, okay? You're going to feel alone even when you're in a room of people that absolutely adore you. You're going to feel alone next to the person that loves you the most. You're always going to have this feeling because you are one of those souls that when you are by yourself, when you are you and you are your authentic self, and I'm supposed to say it this way too because whoever is telling me this is a jokester, I guess, or you needed to hear it this way. I don't know. When you're belching and farting in your sweatpants in your own home and behind closed doors and nobody can see, when you are your authentic self, that is when you make the most progress forward. So don't get pulled back into that. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not. Did that make sense, Amy? Yeah, I got really uncomfortable. Like I'm itchy. I feel like my clothes are like on crooked and everything after saying that, being comfortable is better than getting out, And my nose is itching. All right. Good. I'm glad. All right. Christy Moore, you are next. What you hear is really important. What you hear is not only really important, but this next week is important. And then I'm also supposed to say this: what you don't hear is even more important. Pay attention to the things that you're being told, and pay attention to the things that are specifically being withheld from you on purpose. This is like a really serious situation. What the fuck you got going on? There's a lot of orange. There's a lot of green. In fact, to be honest, I would highly recommend, if you can go find one, you need a candle that's orange on the top and green on the bottom. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the candle's for, those specific colors. It's so weird. I just keep getting that over and over. What you hear is vital, and what you don't hear is just as vital. What you hear is important, and what you don't hear is just as important. Somebody's withholding something from you on purpose. Somebody's withholding something from you on purpose, and they're hoping that you never ever find out. Because if you find out, it is the difference of the path staying the same and the path being fractured and changed. And to be honest, I don't know which one is worse. Okay, the path being fractured and changed is better for you. The path that it's on right now going forward is better for both of you if you don't know. But the problem is when you find this out, because you will, either you're going to find it out within the next week, or it's going to be the decade. And when I said that, you need to find out this week, because if you don't and you find out in a decade, it's going to be devastating. Here's the thing. Whoever this is keeping this from you, they're going to continue going straight on the same path that the two of you are on right now. You're, side by side, whatever. They're going to continue going on that same path. It is not going to faze them at all. And when you find out what's being kept from you, it's going to fracture your path. And you are going to feel like there's a break in your path, and then it's going to start zigzagging to the right. But your path also changes colors when you find out this now. If you find it out now, the path turns red, and red is action and moving forward and manifestation and you getting the things that you want. If you don't find out, and if you find out way in the future, the path does not do that, and it just turns blue, and it just kind of barely curves. It doesn't even curve too far away from this person in this situation. Also, whoever this is that is keeping this thing from you, please don't hate me, because this is the way I'm being told to say it. They don't care. If you find out, you find out. And if you don't find out, you don't find out. They are actively trying to keep it from you on purpose. But at the same time, they're joking about it, that they don't care if you find out. Dude, I don't know who the fuck this is. I can't even tell you if this is a male or a female. I just know that the more I feel, the more that I get with this situation, like the more mad I'm getting. Okay, whoever this is, I think they're a smoker. My eyes are burning. My eyes are burning, like, when you go into a room and there's a lot of smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Thank you. Whoever this is, let me say this too, and I feel like I need to get kind of quiet for a minute. It's weird. They have a lot of sociopathic tendencies. Like, They do not understand emotions. They do understand right from wrong, but they don't care. I don't know if that makes sense. They don't care. They've done a lot of fucked up shit, and they will continue to do fucked up shit because they do not care. I don't know if this makes sense or not. But I will say that you really need to trust your gut this week, and you need to do everything you can to find out what this is and what's going on. Okay? So yeah. So Christy, I don't know if you're here and I just didn't see your comments or whatever. And I wish I could give you more information on who the person is. But I'm not even, I don't even know if it's a man or a woman. But I can tell you that their behavior this week will give it away. I also can tell you that this is somebody that has a very checkered past. We'll just say that. A very checkered past. Like, they've done a lot of fucked up shit. And they've always just, they don't care. They've gotten away with it. They don't care. Like, I'm just like, your partner. I was almost like, Felicia, I didn't do yours, but I did. I just need to refund that one. All right. Leah Merritt, you ready? Yes, I know, Rebecca. I've actually blocked that person, and I don't understand what's going on lately. Used to be I could report somebody for impersonating me, and they would at least get in trouble for it. Not now. They don't even care now. They don't even care now. So, yeah. All right. You did not sit me on. I'm going to sleep so hard. As soon as I started to, yeah. It's so funny. It was like a green triangle and it was humongous. And then all of a sudden it was like this and it was like, boo, 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 boo. And they just go off as far as I can see and they go toward the right. And this is like emerald green. They actually look like emeralds. So what you need to look up, because this is going to be that kind of read, because I'm not allowed to tell you exactly word for word, is green, the meaning of green, the meaning of a triangle, and the meaning of emerald. And know that after you accumulate the first one, after you accumulate the first one, then all of a sudden it's like they just keep going. For some reason I heard once you make your first million, the second million is easy. Like, that's how these multiply like that for you. I also don't know if you've been considering switching careers. I'm supposed to ask that, and then I'm supposed to say, yes, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I don't feel like that has anything to do with what you asked. But yes, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. there's a place that you're going to walk into sometime next weekend. And I would advise you to get out and go places you've never been. But up on a very high shelf, there are 2 books. Both of them have a cream color. They're paperback books, but both of them have a cream color to them. One is about that thick, about an inch or so thick, and the other one is maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. Those are very important. I don't know if it's that you're supposed to buy them, but they're very important. So if nothing else, at least look at them. And the next thing I see is a crocodile. Okay. They're just sitting there, but it's like a cartoon crocodile, but it's a crocodile, not an alligator. And I saw like a jawbone, a crocodile jawbone. And then it turned to powder just and was gone. So this represents an adversary that you've got right now that seems to be very, very powerful, but in actuality is a cartoon. And once you realize that they really are a joke, and that's exactly the way you should look at them, that they really are a joke, they're, all of those teeth, all of those hard-hitting teeth will disintegrate. And then I'm showing the emeralds again. You also have a gold ring that you stopped wearing, and you need to be wearing it again on your right hand. So yeah. Does that make sense? The crocodile is interesting to me. Because it's so funny. Like I saw like the crocodile, and as soon as I recognized that it was a crocodile, it turned into a cartoon, like a big puffy cartoon crocodile. So whoever this is, like they're kind of a joke, dude. Not kinda, they're a joke. Well, I want to remind you that you didn't see me yawn. This will be on YouTube tomorrow, and that way you can go back and listen to it and write down the things or whatever that you didn't catch. I keep seeing the fucking crocodile. It's so weird. I keep seeing the crocodile. You know, there's a I can't remember what game it is, but it's a board game that has a big crocodile on it, and it opens its mouth. It's not Hungry Hippos, but it like opens its mouth and stuff like that. That's what I keep seeing. Like literally, this person is a fucking joke. So there you go. They're a fucking joke. The dentist game. Okay. Oh yeah, you pull the teeth. Okay. Yeah, that's just what, you know what I mean? Like that big old cartoony, big bubbly, like that's what I kept seeing. That's what I kept saying. Tosh, you're next. You ready? I never played that game. I want to play it now. I want to play it now. The very first thing that I heard was the lady, the Roz from Monsters, Inc. Always watching. Mikowski, always watching. The next thing I see is like I'm standing on a street corner. There's an empty lot. And then over here is a house. And it's got this gorgeous like blue-gray paint siding. I don't know, but it's blue-gray with white trim. And it has like the porch kind of comes down a little bit and has this gorgeous little like ornate wood. you know how like a shelf will have two pieces that hold it up? They're like that. And it has like a cute little white railing and 3 concrete steps down the front. And it's, so I see the house like right here, like I'm looking across at the house. And it's in a neighborhood that's actually really spaced out. Like the houses aren't right on top of each other. It's an older neighborhood. But okay, so I see the house here, but up above the house like this is a golden circle with a red rose on it. I don't think, I mean, obviously that's not in the sky, but like for some reason they're juxtaposed like that. The house is here and I see this golden circle with this rose on it. So whatever this is, okay, what am I not describing? Because I still see that. Okay. So the empty lot that's right here, like there's nothing on it. There's not a tree. There's not a foundation. It's an empty lot. There are sidewalks. I feel like that's important because I'm supposed to mention it. There are sidewalks and they're very clean. Like there's no weeds or grass coming up through them. But where I'm standing, like there's a street that goes this way. This street right here goes to the west and I can actually see the ocean. It's way off in the distance, but I can actually see the ocean to the west out here. There's not a lot of trees in this neighborhood. Also, I feel like there's a lot on this side of the road over here, like empty lot, then this cute little house. Over here, there's empty lots too. So I don't know if these houses were torn down or damaged. I don't know. But I feel like there's a lot of houses specifically around this corner that have been torn down. The few trees that are there, they look like they've been through hell. They're missing a lot of branches. They're very sparse. So this little house has a cute little fenced backyard. It actually has a pretty long backyard. It's so funny though. Every time I try to see how long the house is, it goes whoop and it shrinks like that. So apparently I'm not supposed to see that. But I can't see anything in front of the house or anything like that. I just keep standing on this corner. Why am I just standing on this corner? Okay, so the golden circle is material. It's not a ring or anything like that. It's like a golden rope. There we go. But it's really, really fine. And the rose that's on it seems like a plastic bead. Always watching, Wachowski. What the fuck? Okay, stop it. The next thing I see are elf shoes. They're like a costume a kid would wear in a play, but they're purple with the gold, the gold thing like that and a bell at the top, and they come up like they're cloth. It's on a doll. Okay. This is like an elf doll. It's so funny. The shoe was shown to me like this big, but then it shrank down. But yeah, they're felt. And for some reason, I'm only seeing the left leg. It's got a white stocking with purple lines on it. Whoever it is that keeps doing the always watching, it's funny, but now it's getting old because I've heard it like 4 times now. And this is not our mutual friend. Let me say that. This is not our mutual friend doing the always watching thing. There's also a pink satin jacket. It looks like, in Greece where they have the jackets that's usually like black with like, colored sleeves or whatever. It's like that, but it's pink and the sleeves are white with pink and white cuffs. But I'm only seeing it from the back. There's a lady wearing it. Her hair is blonde. It's short, like shoulder length, and kind of it's curly, but not like, it's curly down. I hope that makes sense. It's not puffy curly. It's like this. Like I can almost see her face. She kind of turns like this and then I can't see her face anymore. I don't think she's very old. I think she's probably in her mid-20s. But all I can see is the jacket. And here's the thing. You're not supposed, like, you don't know her. You're not supposed to meet her. Like, it's nothing like that. But that is a sign, like, when you see her, because I have a feeling that this is going to be where either you're, like, out at an outdoor mall or event or market or something like that. And it's like, you see her, she kind of turns a little bit. And in that moment, it's a deja vu moment. When that happens, turn backwards to your left. And there's a building there. It's like a little old house, but it's a shop. Okay. So I have a feeling this is like in an outdoor market or something. But so when you see her, you immediately turn to the left. So like if you say the camera is her and I'm you, I would like right here, directly that way. It's not straight backwards, but it's like that. The house is like a gray black. I don't know if there's a beach there that has like, you know, like in Venice Beach, they have like a big sidewalk and they set up vendors and stuff like that. And then there's like a street and then, but the street is closed off, for you to, you know, mill around or whatever on the weekends or something like that. And then there's storefronts over here. That's what I feel like this is, because the girl in the jacket, she's looking at something under like a pop-up canopy tent. And whatever this is over here behind you, there's a light blue house with white trim and then this darker gray shop. It's not a house, but it looks, I think at one time they were houses. But so there's a yellow one, then there's the blue one with the white trim, and then there's the gray one. That one's the important. That one's the one that's important. It's a shop. Like, and I don't feel like go in there and spend all your money, but it's important. Even if it's just the importance of you walking to it. I don't know, because I can't see the door. I can't see the front of it. I can't see inside of it. But all I can see is like very clearly in my head. By the way, it's a really gorgeous day. Like there is not a cloud in the fucking sky on this day. Sounds like a bookstore, you know. Really? Okay. Well, it's important. It's important. So you should send me a picture. The next time you go down there, you should send me a picture. So I'm just saying, I can't see anything but the corner of it. Like I can see the corner of the yellow one. I can see the blue one, but all I can see is like the corner of it. Like all I can see is the corner of it, but it's important. So, yeah. I keep just seeing those three. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, is there something that I'm missing that I didn't reiterate to you? I almost feel like it's something outside of there. So I don't know if maybe they have like an outdoor sale. They have a table outside. I don't know. Because to be honest, I don't feel like you're supposed to go in. I feel like it's right there in front of it. Because like I can see the corner of the building, the corner of the little house or whatever. And like, I feel like it's right here in the front. So I don't know if they have something outside and it's a book here. So I don't know what it is, but like, I feel like it's at that corner. I actually don't feel like it's inside at all. So, and I heard the always watching again. Okay. They set up outside sometimes for events. Okay. And I don't know who you know that's the Joker that likes Monsters, Inc. But yeah, that's I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it. So, just saying. Yeah, it's getting on my nerves now. It's getting on my nerves. But just saying. All right. Lorraine, are you ready? I kind of can't wait for you to find the house with the empty lot next to it. I'm just saying. Just saying, Tosh. All right. The number 13 popped up immediately. First, the letters were like white, or the numbers, excuse me, they were white, and then they were red. When they were white, it was just like New Times Roman, you know, like normal, like we all see. But when they were red, they were like Gothic looking. Okay. The white number 13 is associated with gold. The black number 13, it has a little bitty white background and then a big black background. Ooh, okay. So a lot of things really quickly. So let me see if I get them all. So after I said the red number 13, it's like outlined in white and then on a black background. Then I saw like the color gold really brightly. And then I saw, I mean, it looks kind of like an angel, but it also looks like a very cartoony version of an angel with a kind of a chubby face, but not a cherub. Like it's something you would see on like a card, like a Christmas card or something, but this is not a Christmas card. But then there is, you know, in the game Twister, you have the green circle. Like I saw that. And then the color orange, and then the color red, and then the color yellow. Then there's a huge mountain. And this is like something you would see on a sticker. It has a little bit here and a big one up here. And then I think another two little ones over here. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's purple and it's got the white snow, but it's like a cutout vinyl sticker. I don't think you're supposed to buy the sticker. I think that when you see the sticker, look up. Actually, not I think. That's it. It's like a long sticker that you'd put on the back of a car or something, and you are looking at it, and when you see that, look up. There's also a gentleman, like wherever I'm standing now, behind him, it's like, I'm pretty sure this is a shop, like some kind of store, because behind him are like these very tan colored slats with shelving and stuff like that on them. He has really pretty, like darker blonde, kind of wavy curls, and he has a headband or something on. Ow, shit. But he also has really pretty, he has pretty blue eyes. It's so weird. As soon as I said that, his eyes went like this. It got humongous. The other thing that's really funny is while I'm talking about this, one of the candles over here that is for money, the flame started jumping like this. None of those flames have jumped at all because like they're literally right here in my field of view. None of them have jumped at all until that. So I want you to really watch your money and protect your money, because that was really odd, especially when I am in, I'm seeing this shop, I'm seeing this young man, and he's standing, like the place he's standing, it's raised up a little bit. I don't feel like that has anything to do with this, but just the fact that I am seeing a shop, a store, and then next thing that starts jumping. There is something, I keep seeing the wall back here behind this young man. There's like an open spot, and then there's two shelves right here. They're wire shelves, and I can't see what's on this. It's not, there's a shelf way up here. This one, wherever this open space is, there's two. Whatever's on this fucking shelf, I can't see it, and it's kind of pissing me off, but it's really important. It's really important. Okay. I just saw like it's a guy's wallet, but it's one of those old school leather ones with the roping around the thing, like somebody would have made in shop class or something like that. But it's got like the old school leather roping around it, and it's got a design on the front that's stamped in there. Like it's not handmade, but I know that's the only way I could explain it, was that leather roping around it. It's all the same color. It's all this like, I mean, it's just tan, like a golden tan color. I'm pretty sure that there's a cowboy, like a bucking bronco, a bronc rider on the front of it, in an emblem. There's a lot of tan in everything I'm seeing. A lot of golden tan in everything I'm seeing. Okay, so the reason all of these things keep popping up, let me say this. You keep asking for signs. You keep asking for a sign, but you're not specific with why you need to see the sign. You just keep asking for a sign, asking for a sign. All of these things are signs. And the reason that I was supposed to specifically mention that golden tan color is important is because that is your sign. When something seems so out of place, that color, like this wallet is just this color. That wall is just this color. I would, first of all, my advice, not reading wise, but my personal advice would be to look up what that color means. But it's that golden tan color. It's not a dark tan. But you keep asking for a sign, and I just want you to know that it's almost like you just open the floodgates and there's about to be an avalanche. So you're going to feel 100% batshit crazy over the next probably 3 weeks. But while these things are happening, pay attention, write them down, like keep a note on your phone or whatever. Write them down. The timing is important. The time, like literally the time that you see them is important. The time of day is important. When you're seeing, like everything is important. And you literally need to be like the crazy person in the movies and writing every single thing down. Because you're going to start seeing the pattern in the signs. This is like, I have a feeling that you're pretty intelligent because of the way this is being shown to me. It's like you like a good mystery. And so you need something to figure out. So the way that these signs are going to be shown to you is for you to see the pattern in them and how they're being shown. So then you can figure out what the sign means. So I hope that makes sense, Lorraine. Smarty pants. Can't just have an easy one where I can just be like, oh yeah, it's blah, 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 blah. No. You got to have the hard one. All right. Carly, you ready? Don't be sorry. Be a lot. Be a lot. So many people, don't ever be sorry for being a lot. So many people are so happy to dull themselves or dumb themselves down. Like, y'all, don't ever be sorry for being a lot. Don't ever be sorry for being bougie. Don't ever be sorry for being too much. Because you know what? The people that you're too much for, those aren't your people. I know you guys hear that all the time, but think about it. Think about it. If you have to dull yourself, if you have to dumb yourself down for somebody, you didn't need that somebody. You didn't need that somebody. I dulled myself for so long. I kept my hair a normal color. I didn't get a ton of tattoos or whatever. And you know what? When I finally was like, fuck that shit. I mean, I like my hair. I think my hair looks pretty fucking good. I like all my tattoos. Like, I'm just saying. I am happier now than I have ever been in my entire fucking life. So, I'm just saying what I'm saying. By the way, I just want to say this. I understand that when you lose somebody, it sucks. I really do. Everybody loses somebody, okay? I get it. But people that are actual mediums, and I said that, I say it with my whole chest. People that are actual mediums, it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to connect with somebody that has passed on. Not only does it take a lot of time and energy, but it takes a lot out of that person as well. So if you come into somebody's live and you start just specifically asking or demanding that somebody do something like that, dude, that's bullshit. Somebody that's going to see that question be like, oh, yes, I can, blah, 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 blah. And then start just like spouting out shit. That's not an actual medium. I don't care. They're not. If they're an actual medium, they're going to say, hey, go to my website, make an appointment or whatever. But to come in and demand that somebody do something, that would be like me. I have a friend who's a professional wrestler. That would be like me going up to him and being like, hey, do the thing. Lift that guy up right now. Lift that guy up. Lift that guy up. Lift that guy up until he did it. Knowing that guy weighs like 300 pounds. That's bullshit. It's rude. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Just saying. It is. It's super taxing. I don't think you guys realize, like, when all is said and done tonight, I will have done 25 of these. I am going to go faceplant like a motherfucker. Like, Block Mamba, I've known him for a long time, and he's been around. We've been around at conventions and stuff like that. And he's seen me and other people that actually know what the fuck they're doing. Like, afterwards, you faceplant, man. Like, it doesn't matter. You fucking faceplant. You are not yourself. It's like you are completely, when you get really high and then are really like buzzed or whatever, and then you come down off of that and you're just like, I just want to sleep. It's like that, but you didn't get the fun of doing the thing to be that way. I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right, Carly. Okay. I see why you asked what you asked. Here's the first thing I'm going to say, because whenever I try to like pull in and channel and stuff for you, there are big pearl white walls in a square all around me. I can see the top and they're rounded, but I don't know that I can get over them. At first I was like, did somebody put a block on you? Like, or whatever. You've put a block on you. So here's the thing. Dig under the walls. See, that even agreed. Dig under the walls. You, for some reason, I have a weird itch right there on the end of my eyebrow. You, for some reason, have put these big, huge walls around you, and that you feel like they're closing in like this. They're big, they're white, they're stucco, like there's no way you're climbing them. What's funny is I don't even think you realize that you have put the walls up. And this is about your career. This is about your career, okay? You don't even realize that you have put these walls up. It's like self-imposed constraints. But here's the thing. You've been standing on this floor that actually is not a floor. It is like when I look down and I'm looking at this, it's like this gorgeous white sky with clouds everywhere. Dig under the wall. Dig under the walls. You are the one keeping yourself inside these walls. They're not going to close in any further. They've already closed in, like pretty much as far as they're going to close in. But you can keep yourself in that box as long as you want. I keep hearing dig under the wall. Dig under the wall. Because trying to go upwards in the box that you're in doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So when I look down behind me, like say I just look straight down behind me to the left back here is a green circle on the floor, in the sky with the clouds. There's a little green circle. It's little. That's the button. Okay, that's the button. So the other thing I'm going to say is this. As soon as you decide that you're not going to be in that situation anymore, as soon as you make the choice, and I have a feeling you'll wake up tomorrow, but with this, like, fuck this, hit the button, dig under the walls. And I think that you're going to find that you trying to dig yourself underneath the wall is just literally as easy as you saying out loud to the universe, I hate this and I don't want to do this anymore. It's going to be so easy for you to switch careers. It's going to be so easy for you to find a job. It's going to, like, everything is going to be so fucking easy once you take yourself out of the box. Granted, the white stucco walls are gorgeous and it's clean and it's nice, and you know it's safe because the walls, those are the same 4 walls that you've always had. But the problem is there's nowhere to go upwards. There's nowhere to go upwards. The second question that you asked about, right now, it's so funny, because I was going to hopefully answer something like that, but it has a big red X over it. It just has a big red X over it because the career thing, these walls, this is really important that you are not there anymore. It's really important that you break out of whatever this confinement is. And I have a feeling that that is what's keeping you from the other thing. And I hope that made sense. The walls, the box, as beautiful as it is what's keeping you from that. So yeah. That makes sense, Carly. Who do I have left? I have Noemi and I have Samantha. I don't know if that's the answer you were expecting. I don't think it was it? I'm just saying. Ooh, my tea is cold. Both my dogs are in here staring at me, and I don't know what I think about it. I looked up, and they're both, like, doing that at me. Not really, but kind of. All right. Noemi is next. Okay. All right, Noemi, you ready? And I know yours is petition work. So yeah. You didn't see that? So there's a lot in your petition. And there's a lot that has to be let go of before these can start being moved. I don't know if you're familiar with the game Cubert, but what I saw was like the blocks, the big block thing that Cubert jumps on. And it's like there are certain ones of those that have to be moved and pulled out before you can see what's underneath, before you can see what's behind the blocks. So literally, it's like a pyramid of cubes, literally like Cubert's thing. But behind it is this gorgeous golden orange globe, big glowing thing. And that's what you're trying to get to. It's like your own personal enlightenment. That's your success. There's a lot of things that these blocks represent. And I also, it's so funny because what I'm being shown, told, etc. for you to do, you're such a visual person. I literally would print out a black and white picture or color picture, if you can do that, of Cubert's pyramid. And it's like a two-sided pyramid that it sits like this. And on each one of those cubes, I would write something that you feel like is a block. You're not going to be able to sit down and write every single one of them. You're not going to be able to sit down and fill every single one of them. But start with the ones in the middle, because those are the ones you need to start getting rid of first. And every time you let go of something, every time you walk away from something, every time you change something, color one of those blocks in. But because symbolically those things need to be peeled away and let go so you can get to the thing behind it. And there's no one specific reason why this big thing has come over your path forward to move your success. It just is. It's just life. So the other thing I'm supposed to tell you is not to be mad at any one particular person or yourself or situation or anything like that, because it's literally nobody's fault. It just is. A lot of times in life, it's so funny. We get caught up in the things that we're supposed to do. Like we're supposed to go to school. We're supposed to have a job. We're supposed to have a significant other, get married and have 2.5 children and blah, 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 blah. And we get so caught up in what life is supposed to be and how people make fun of the people that are on the fringes of society, but at the same time, they long to be that we get stuck. And so we get all of these stupid ass concrete blocks that have gotten stuck in front of us. And we forget that we are the ones that hold the sledgehammer. Also, what's up with your lower back? Like right here, a little below your waist. I don't know if this is your sciatic or what, but as soon as I started talking and as soon as I started, well, not as soon as, but when I got to that last part about busting those blocks, it's like the whole bottom part of my back got cold as fuck. So I don't know. And let me explain this to you, because this is the thing that I was just told to explain to you. We all have like an Achilles heel, okay? We all have an Achilles heel. And so when that part of our body starts aching, starts acting up, etc., that is a need, that is a sign for you to do a massive spiritual cleanse of just yourself, of your space, etc. I can't reiterate enough how much you need to cleanse. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe, no matter what level of practice or religion or whatever you are, every single religion, every single practice, everything has cleansing rituals that are done continually to make sure that spiritually and just physically and your path and everything, you're able to move forward with a clean slate. So I can't reiterate enough this cleansing ritual. But whatever this is back here, like, it's actually making me kind of uncomfortable. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on right there, Noemi, but it's so, like, if your waist was right here, it's like right down here. Like, I keep feeling like I need to pull my shirt down even further. It's weird. So if this is your sciatic or whatever, because that's about where that sits, like in those little dimples right there on your upper butt, lower back. I don't know what they're called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It sits right there. So if this is your sciatic, I'd be really, really careful with that. But, I would do a cleanse. I would do a complete and utter big cleanse of yourself, do an egg cleanse, do a ritual bath, like all the things, all the fucking things. One of the easiest ways that y'all can cleanse a space, if you can burn things, you don't have to burn sage. You don't have to burn a bundle. You literally can just be burning incense. Spend a couple of days, like your day off or whatever, and just have incense going. Even if you go through 2 boxes, have incense going all fucking day. Okay. I promise it'll help. But yeah, just do a cleanse. Cleanse your space, cleanse your floors. Doing a floor cleanse is really, really important. It's really, really important. I'm just saying. Okay. I hope that makes sense, Noemi. And then there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to let go of. But yeah. So Samantha B, you're my last one. Why does that feel like 3 pieces of paper? Because it was. All right. Okay. All right, Samantha, you ready? So the very first thing, I started seeing this when I was writing down your first question about your kiddo, okay, is a big, you know, when you see like a steel rod, like they're big round steel, solid steel rod, but this is blue, like, I don't know, metallic blue, like a gunmetal blue. No, not gunmetal. It's just, I don't know, it's a metallic blue. But it's like, it's so funny. I saw it like if I was looking out and there's, you know, a room with people or whatever, it's like I see it right here. Maybe less than a foot in front of me. To me, this signifies a couple of things, and this is kind of what I'm being told. Both of these are simultaneous, okay? On one hand, you are the steel rod and the protector and the one that keeps everybody else grounded. You are the one that takes the brunt of the lightning so it doesn't hit everybody else. You are the one that does everything for everybody. But simultaneously, on the other hand, you have to remember that when you were younger, you had to figure things out for you as well. You had to be able to look around and go, okay, you know, I did this and I fucked up and maybe I shouldn't do this again. Or I did this and this was great. Maybe I should do that again. Like, we all have a learning process that we have to go through. And a lot of times when we are that rod for somebody for so long, they forget how to rely on themselves. And I'm not saying to abandon somebody in any way, shape, or form. However, when you are the only rod and they no longer have to be the rod, it's almost like they've lost all their bones and now they're just a skin sack. And so sometimes we have a lot of problems with people that tend to rely on us too much. And the other thing I'm going to say is this, and this is something I heard from Will Smith a long time ago, and I loved it. It made a big, big difference when I heard this. And this goes for your second question as well, okay? You're not responsible for making someone else happy. You are not responsible for someone else's happiness. You are not responsible for someone else's emotions. You are only responsible for the way you feel and the way you react and so on. There's no way that any one person could ever be responsible for someone else's emotions. If you do that person wrong and they react, that's on you because of your emotions and your actions. It's not on them for their reaction, or vice versa. If they don't do something and you walk away or whatever, like, you're not responsible for making that person happy. You're not responsible for pushing them to do better or to help them get grounded or whatever. You can be the guidepost and you can help them wherever it is that they need to go and whatever it is that they need to learn. But the problem becomes when we are the rod, when we are the backbone, when we are the steel of other people for way too long, they become too dependent on that. And then they never, ever move. They never, ever learn. They never shift. They never change. But the other thing I want to say is this, and this is a complete different subject, okay? While I'm talking about that and while I am focusing on the questions that you asked, especially about your kid, have his eyes checked. There's something with this left eye over here. I don't know if he's been complaining that his eyes are blurry or burning or whatever, but when I did this, it was like I had smoke inside my eyeball. I don't know how else to explain it. But I know it's not mine. It's something I've never felt before. And so when I mentioned it, it went away. So therefore I know it's not mine. But have his eyes checked because there's something specific behind this eye right here. I would not, to be honest, I would not be surprised if maybe he has like some eye pressure going on and is causing a weird headache and he doesn't know it's a headache. And so therefore that's compounding this problem. And I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. Within regards to your second question, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things what you choose. And the reason that it doesn't matter is because each one of those particular relationships are going to be right for that moment. They may not be right for the rest of your life. They may not be right for all of time, but they're going to be right for that moment. Putting too much pressure on it. By the way, the two people that are in your mind about this, neither one of them is right forever. They are in your life right now for a reason, and just enjoy it. If it's seeing them 3 more times or seeing them for 3 more years, just enjoy them being in your life. Don't be trying to put a container on it because, that is always going to tank any relationship. So don't put a container over it. Just enjoy them, enjoy the moment, enjoying the time for what it is. So I hope that made sense, Samantha. There she is. Did that make sense? It did. Okay, good. I was like, I hope this makes sense. But I'm being told again to have his eyes checked. This left eye especially. To be honest, I really feel like it is something that simple. I get really high eye pressure, so I get ocular migraines a lot. And they don't hurt, but like I can feel the eye pressure, but it causes problems with my vision. It makes me cranky, but they don't hurt. I don't know. Not like you would think a migraine would, if that makes sense. So that can cause a lot of issues with just emotions and crankiness, which then can cause other issues. So. I am drained. I am like dizzy drained. That was so much. You have eye appointments this week already. So what did your eyebrows go up when I said to get an eye appointment? Okay, that's kind of funny. I wish I could have seen your face when I said that. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, I am going to get off of here and go faceplant because I'm going to blow these candles out and then I'm going to go faceplant. Like, I'm already in sweats. I'm in my pajamas. So, yeah. We're going to go do, though. So, those of you guys that are waiting on these, I will send you a picture of those tomorrow. And then I will get this downloaded and uploaded on YouTube in the morning for you guys. So, all right. I love y'all, and I will see you tomorrow for 3-3 Reiki and Zodiacs. And I just want to put it on y'all's radar, not tomorrow, but next Monday. I'll be in some interesting cryptid country. And instead of, so this will, not tomorrow, tomorrow's 3-3, but the next week, I think it's the 10th. Y'all will be getting cryptids as your animal for the week. I don't want you guys to know. I can't wait. I've already got a list. It's great. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.